fabled heat, where magic meets desire. Subscribe to ignite the fantasy.
The city sprawls beneath me like a river of molten glass, each tower a flickering promise, each lantern a whispered secret. Night air hangs heavy with rain-kissed stone and distant incense, a perfume that curls around my throat and settles in the hollow of my chest. I inhale the scent of jasmine and wet cobblestones, feeling it settle like a soft veil over my thoughts. The low hum of magic pulses through the streets, a current under my skin that beats like a second heart, urging me forward. 3 days remain until the binding ritual is complete, until I belong to them utterly. The mantra repeats in my mind, steady and unsettling, a hollow ache where a past love once lived. It is not just loss, it is a hunger, a desperate craving for a connection that mirrors the power thrumming beneath my skin. I press my palm to the cool marble of the balcony rail, feeling the city's vibrations travel up my arm, and wonder if the ache is fear or longing. The wind carries a faint echo of distant drums, a reminder that the city never truly sleeps. Below, merchants close their stalls, their lanterns sputtering like dying fireflies. Above, the moon hangs low, a silver sickle cutting through the clouds. I close my eyes and let the night seep into me, tasting the metallic tang of rain on my tongue, feeling the chill of stone against my cheek. My heart drums a frantic rhythm, each beat a question I cannot yet name. Then Azrael appears, not walking but manifesting from shadow, a scorching wave that seems to melt the very air. His silhouette is tall, draped in midnight silk that ripples like liquid night. Molten gold eyes track my every breath, catching the faintest tremor in my voice before I speak. "You've been chosen," he rasped, his voice a velvet threat that brushes my ear and sends shivers down my spine. "Chosen to become the vessel for a power you can scarcely imagine." His words coil around me like smoke, warm and intoxicating. I feel the heat radiating from his form, a furnace that kisses the nape of my neck, making the hair there stand on end. I swallow, tasting copper, and try to steady the tremor in my hands. "What does it mean to be a vessel?" I ask, my voice barely louder than the distant clang of a blacksmith's hammer. Azrael smiles, a thin curve that reveals a single, sharp tooth. "It means surrender, and it means strength. It means you will hold the fire of the heavens within you, and the world will bend to the will of those who command it." Before I can answer, Lord Vesper steps from the frost-kissed alley, his breath a cold fire that steals the warmth from my cheeks. Dark hair frames a face carved from winter stone, yet his eyes blaze with a fierce protective hunger. He moves with the grace of a glacier sliding over ancient rock, each step deliberate, each motion a promise of unyielding resolve. "We will shape you, mortal," he murmurs, his hand closing around my wrist, the chill of his touch sending a delicious tremor through my veins. The cold is sharp, like the first bite of snow on a winter morning, but it also feels like a promise of safety, a shield against the chaos that Azrael offers. I gasp as the contrast of fire and ice floods my senses. The heat from Azrael's presence and the frost from Vesper's grip battle within me, each trying to claim dominion over my skin. I feel my pulse quicken, a drumbeat that seems to echo the rhythm of the city itself. Lucian follows, his aura a storm of midnight thunder. He moves with a predator's grace, dark robes swirling like storm clouds. When his fingers brush my shoulder, a jolt of dark electricity courses through me, a delicious shock that awakens every hidden desire. "Your surrender will be our greatest triumph," he whispers, his breath tasting of rain on iron. The three of them stand before me, a triad of elemental power, fire, frost, and storm, each a master of a force that has shaped the world for centuries. Their combined presence presses against my skin, a symphony of heat, cold, and electric longing. My heart hammers, my skin tingles, and a single question burns brighter than any flame. Will I become their willing vessel, or will I find a way to claim my own destiny? I turn my head, looking out over the city. The rooftops glisten with rain, each tile reflecting 1,000 tiny stars. The river that cuts through the capital shimmers like liquid mercury, its surface rippling with the reflections of lanterns and the occasional flash of a passing carriage. I can hear the distant laughter of children, the soft murmur of lovers in hidden alcoves, the clatter of armor as a patrol passes by. All of it feels like a tapestry woven around me, each thread tugging at my resolve. "Tell me," I say, my voice steadier than I feel, "what will become of me when the ritual is complete? Will I lose myself, or will I become something greater?" Azrael leans in, his breath warm against my ear. "You will become the conduit of the sun's fire, a beacon that can scorch the heavens and melt the deepest shadows. You will be revered, feared, and adored." Vesper's hand tightens, the frost seeping into my skin like a slow, deliberate poison. You will be the heart of winter, a shield against the chaos that threatens our realm. You will command the cold, bend it to your will, and protect those you love. Lucian's eyes flash, lightning crackling at the edges of his pupils. You will be the storm, the voice of thunder that can shatter mountains and cleanse the world of corruption. You will wield the power to rewrite destiny itself. Each promise is a promise of power, each a promise of sacrifice. I feel the weight of their words settle on my shoulders like a mantle of night. I think of the night before I was taken, the night I first felt the pull of magic in my veins, the night I lost the man who taught me how to read the stars. His name drifts through my memory like a ghost, a reminder of love that once anchored me. I close my eyes again, letting the city's chorus wash over me. The rain begins to fall harder, each drop a tiny drumbeat on the stone below. The scent of wet earth rises, mingling with the incense that still clings to the air. I can feel the city breathing, alive, as if it were a living creature that watches over its inhabitants. I need time, I whisper, the words barely audible over the rain. I need to understand what I am becoming. Azriel's smile widens, a flash of gold in the darkness. Time is a luxury we cannot afford, child. The ritual draws near, and the world will not wait for your doubts. Vesper's eyes soften for a heartbeat, a flicker of something almost like compassion. We will grant you a night, a single night to walk the streets as you are now, to feel the pulse of the city, to hear its heart. After that, there is no turning back. Lucian lifts his hand, a storm cloud gathering above his palm. Use this night wisely. Seek the truth you crave, for the truth is the only thing that can bind us all. The rain slows, the city's lights glimmer like fireflies caught in a glass jar. I step away from the balcony, my feet finding the cool stone of the walkway. The three masters watch me, their gazes a mixture of expectation and something else, perhaps curiosity, perhaps something softer. I walk through the winding streets, the cobblestones slick beneath my boots. The market stalls are empty now, their awnings fluttering in the gentle breeze. A lone cat darts across my path, its fur glistening with droplets of rain. I pause, watching it disappear into an alley, and feel a pang of loneliness that is both familiar and foreign. The city feels alive, each breath of wind a whisper of stories untold. I hear a distant hymn rising from a temple, its notes weaving through the night like a silk thread. The melody is haunting, a reminder of prayers once offered for love, for protection, for hope. I find myself at the edge of the river, its surface a mirror reflecting the moon's pale glow. I kneel, letting the cold water lap at my wrists, feeling the chill travel up my arms, mingling with the lingering heat of Azriel's presence and the electric sting of Lucian's touch. The water is a conduit, a bridge between the elements that surround me. In the reflection, I see not only my own face but the faint outlines of the three masters, their silhouettes superimposed upon the rippling surface. I reach out, my fingers barely touching the water, and a surge of power rushes through me, a flash of fire, a breath of frost, a crack of thunder all at once. A voice, soft and ancient, rises from the river itself. You are the nexus, the point where all forces converge. To bind is to become the center of a storm, the heart of a flame, the core of ice. I pull my hand back, heart pounding, and stare at my reflection. The eyes looking back at me are no longer just mine. They hold the fire of Azriel, the ice of Vesper, the storm of Lucian. I feel a strange calm settle over me, a certainty that perhaps I am not merely a vessel, but a conduit that can choose how to wield the powers offered. The night deepens and the city's sounds soften to a low hum. I rise, feeling the weight of destiny settle upon my shoulders like a cloak. I turn and walk back toward the palace, each step echoing with purpose. When I reach the balcony, the three masters await me, their expressions unreadable. Azriel's molten gold eyes flicker with anticipation, Vesper's frost-kissed gaze is steady, and Lucian's stormy stare crackles with barely contained energy. I have walked the streets, I say, my voice resonant. I have felt the pulse of this city, its hopes, its fears, its love. I have seen the power you each offer, and I have felt the weight of my own heart. I will not be a passive vessel. I will be a conduit, a bridge between fire, frost, and storm. I will wield these gifts, but I will do so on my own terms. I will protect this city, not because I am bound, but because I choose to. Azriel's smile softens, a flicker of respect in his golden gaze. You have chosen wisely, child. The ritual will be different, for you have claimed your own destiny. Vesper nods, the frost on his hand melting into a gentle sheen. Your heart is strong, and your resolve is colder than any winter. We will honor that. Lucian's eyes flash, a storm of approval. The heavens themselves will tremble at the power you command, but they will also hear the rhythm of your own heartbeat. The three step forward, their hands hovering over me, not to bind, but to lend their essence. I close my eyes, feeling the fire of Azrael seep into my veins, the frost of Vesper settle into my bones, the storm of Lucian crackle against my skin. The sensations are overwhelming, yet I am anchored by the certainty of my own will. When I open my eyes, the world has shifted. The city below glows brighter, the lanterns burning with a light that seems to come from within. The rain has ceased, leaving a fresh, clean scent in the air. I feel the power of the three masters flowing through me, but it is not a chain, it is a river, and I am the current that guides it. The ritual is complete, Azrael says, his voice now a gentle hum, but you are no longer a vessel. You are the conduit, the heart, the storm. I turn my gaze to the horizon, where the first light of dawn begins to bleed into the night sky, painting the clouds with shades of rose and gold. The city awakens, its people stirring, unaware of the transformation that has taken place above them. I take a deep breath, feeling the air fill my lungs with the promise of a new day. The power within me thrums, a harmonious blend of fire, frost, and storm, each note resonating with the rhythm of my own heart. I will protect this city, I whisper, not just to the masters, but to myself, to the memory of the love I lost, to the future I will forge. I will be the light in the darkness, the warmth in the cold, the thunder that awakens the world. The three masters bow their heads in respect, their eyes shining with admiration. As the sun rises, its rays cascade over the balcony, bathing us in a golden glow that feels like a promise fulfilled. I step forward, feeling the city's pulse sync with my own. The power within me surges, not as a force to be controlled, but as a song to be sung. And as the first notes of that song rise, the city listens, ready to be guided by a heart that chose its own destiny.